Hello and welcome to In Brandon. I'm Trenton Zaslak and today I'm with Joy, Christy, Abby, Alan and Francis, and today we're talking about the Westman Multicultural Festival. Thank you and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure. So you represent the Filipino Pavilion this year. Is there? Can you tell us a little bit about your country and your culture? Something that's the people of Brandon would be very interested to know.
Well, Philippines is located in Southeast Asia.
Yep.
Yeah.
7,100 islands.
Yeah.
7,000?
Yeah,
7,100 islands. And it depends on high tide and low tide.
Oh
Some
my
islands,
goodness.
6 minutes is low tide.
So people don't live on those islands?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or they evacuate when it's high.
Every 12 hours they're in and out.
Yes.
Yep.
Fantastic. So yeah, so the Philippines in the Pacific Ocean, near Asia. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's a lot of Asian persuasions in the Philippines, but there's also a lot of Spanish and Mexican persuasion as well. So your language, the Filipino people speak, where does that come from?
Most of the languages we speak, especially on the southern part, comes from the Spanish. We were colonized for 333 years by the Spanish and 45 years by the Americans. So our language is already mixed one, but most of the dialects, they have the Spanish origin.
Okay, so there's a lot of Spanish influence.
Yeah.
Familiarity with the Spanish language.
Absolutely. So now, the Philippines in itself is from an English perspective, a tricky language, because when you say the Philippines, you spell it with a PH. When you say Filipino, you spell it with an F. But I understand when you're speaking your home tongue, you say it a little differently.
That's true, yeah. So for example, we're speaking with you, we would say we are Filipino people. But if we're talking among ourselves, we would say Filipino.
Filipino.
So
Yeah.
we change the F into P and it becomes Tagalog word. If
Okay.
we change it to letter F, it becomes an English word.
Okay,
Yeah.
fascinating.
A lot of words are like that.
Yeah. No, it seems like a very nice, a very rhythmic language. At my work, I have several people from the Philippines, and over lunch, I get to hear them talk to each other. I have no idea what they're saying whatsoever, but it's got a nice tone, a nice ring to it. I just like to sit and listen, even though I haven't got a clue what.
Yeah, but majority of our language as well we interject once in a while English
We call it
words in it.
Taglish.
We call it Taglish.
Taglish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In English.
We have over 50 dialects from
Local.
different islands.
From different
dialects.
If you go to another island,
They speak
even
different
speak
us
different.
Filipinos, we may not even
Understand.
what they're talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah.
And I have a bit of an understanding with that too, because when I go to Newfoundland, even though we're all speaking English, I sometimes have a difficult time trying to figure out what they're saying, because they have a dialect that's very unique.
Yeah.
So sometimes I go, what are you talking about? We're speaking English, right? Oh yeah, we certainly are. Okay, good. All right, well thank you very much. The Philippines, seeing American television in Canada over the years, we get to, the Philippines are showcased in a number of different ways. So I've seen a little bit about the Philippines. I've never been there personally, but I would love to go there someday and sort of check out the culture and the heritage. It sounds like a phenomenal place to go. And are the beaches good there?
Oh,
Yes,
definitely.
they're beautiful.
Some white, fine beaches and like white fine sand.
There's a lot of
Fantastic.
tourist spots that are really popular among, of course, tourists around the world. And the weather, we're a tropical country, so we don't have this
absolutely.
cold. We don't have the snow, and if it's minus 40 here, maybe we're minus 30 or plus
Plus 30 there.
in the Philippines. So it's always
Always nice and
Yeah.
warm and cozy.
The
Get
weather is like
rains, but,
hot or hotter, warmer. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's hot or warm. There's nothing in
Yes.
between. So when other people from Brandon say, "Why did you come here?" Do you have to stop and think about that every once in a while, or you say, "No problem"?
Yeah. Well, I don't think you get used to the cold, so
No,
Yeah.
it's just something you put up with.
Yeah, well, personally, I like the 4 seasons. So.
The 4 seasons are nice. I mean, that is the one nice thing we have in Canada is, it is nice to have those tropical countries, but when you've got 2 seasons, wet and dry, it's nice to have the leaves changing and the leaves falling off.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
It is a different feel.
experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We just wish that winter is shorter here
That's
rather than.
So
not 6 months.
Yeah.
We all wish winter was shorter,
Yeah.
even those of us who've lived here all our lives. So now, how did you become involved in the pavilions in the festival?
well, like personally, how are we involved?
Yeah, let's just talk about sort of each individual story. So how did you get involved, Joy?
Oh, for myself, I'm the president of the Filipino community in Westman.
Okay.
That's how I get involved. I think that's
So that's part and parcel of,
part and
of the job.
Not necessarily a choice, but yes. So
Yeah.
But I have this opportunity to lead the Filipino community, so that's
Okay.
how I'm involved.
Fantastic.
Yeah. As for me, like the first year that we came here, we were asked to perform.
Okay.
So yeah. that
So
was
how long
it.
have you been in Canada for?
7 years now.
7 years now.
Yeah.
Oh wow, right on.
Quite a
And
lot.
so you danced in the Philippines then?
Yeah, I've been dancing there since like when I was in kindergarten.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, kind of like a hobby
Fantastic.
for me.
Now, we were talking earlier about the different dance troupes. Now,
Yeah.
this isn't just one dance troupe in Brandon. This is
Yeah.
there's several dance troupes
Yeah, there's
around southwestern
several.
Manitoba.
There's a dance group in Killarney, Nipawa, and Souris, and also in Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's quite a number of small communities to have that many dance groups. So it's fantastic. We must have a very large Filipino population in southwestern Manitoba, do we? Or
Yeah.
is it just everyone dances?
I think that's
No.
part of our culture.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows how to
Everyone
dance
just
and
knows.
how to sing.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And yourself, how did you get involved in the?
Well, I've been here in Canada for 10 years, so I've known quite a bit of people as well based on work-wise.
Right on.
So you get to know a lot of Filipino people in surrounding areas, and then you might as well join the pavilion and
Yeah.
community.
Well, exactly.
And an
I mean,
officer as well. I know.
Oh, okay, in the organization as well.
Yeah.
So 10 years, a decade, congratulations.
10 years and 1 month.
That's oh,
Yeah.
So you've even gone past that. It's not like 10 years is coming up. It's long gone.
Yes.
Right on, fantastic. And yourself?
Yeah, for us, so we just came here, I think, more than a year.
Okay, so you're very, very new to Canada then.
Very new to Canada, and I think we found a great community, the Filipino community,
Fantastic.
when we can also get family support. I mean, in terms of having the social life,
Absolutely, absolutely.
and the spiritual,
Yeah.
spiritual life.
It's just nice to come together with people who understand, the things that you do and the things that you say, and
Yeah.
share the food.
It's like a
and
magnet,
culture.
right? Like at superstore when you're shopping there and you hear Tagalog speaking
Yeah,
person, like you get attracted.
You'll automatically say hi to them and then like ask them where they're from. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same experience when riding a motorcycle. It's like you're in a club.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
And yourself?
Well, as for me, I came here to Canada just a little over a year ago with my dad. And, well, what brought me to participating in a Filipino pavilion is, the music. I was always loving music. And I think so are many of the Filipinos. It's part of our culture and our tradition. And my dad told me, hey, somebody needs to sing in the pavilion, and he told me that maybe I could do it.
You're it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, maybe you're going to do it, or you are going to do it.
You're gonna do it. You're doing it.
Right on. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get over that. It's good to get out there, especially when you love music. I mean, if you're talented and skilled, you have to share that
Yes.
with the world. So it's a good opportunity to get out there and share your skills and talents, whether it's music or dancing or managing. Fantastic. Okay, so so now we've got talked about the pavilion. We've talked a bit about your culture. What about what entertainment are you going to have? So we're going to have dancing. We're going to have singing. Is there any other entertainment that we can expect to see at the Filipino Pavilion this year?
Well, we're not only having our traditional dances.
We're also having
about the
like hip hop.
Yeah.
We're also having hip hop.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is. So it's like a competition or just a presentation?
It's just a presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. That sounds cool. So traditional and so. That seems to me to be two different worlds colliding,
Yeah.
but I don't know anything about Filipino dancing. Is it that big of a stretch? Is it quite different, or is
Usually,
it?
like Filipino folk dances are usually influenced from like our different religious beliefs or living lifestyle from each region in the Philippines. And sometimes some of the dances mimic like animal movements as well.
Okay.
So that's just how it's transformed
Right on. Well, that sounds
to art,
great.
I guess.
And hip hop is completely different. There's no animal.
Well, it's street dance.
Yeah, it's
And
street dance,
In
and-
the Philippines, when you go there, streets are always busy. Like that's one of the shocks that I had.
It's
here.
not
Like,
so
it's
busy.
so quiet in the streets, no people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and like in the Philippines, there's always people chatting,
Yeah.
singing.
You
can see kids.
No, that's
Yes,
phenomenal.
so that's how it started, and
I think
we're
we should
getting-
start doing that in Brandon. I think that's in the
In
summertime.
the summertime.
Yeah, in summertime. Yeah, not winter.
Right now.
No.
We just head down to Roster and do some singing and dancing
Yeah.
And basketball on streets as well.
Yeah, you
That's
see guys
a
in
really big thing
basketball.
in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah, basketball
There you
on
go.
streets.
we might have to run that by city council before we start doing basketball on the streets. But
Yeah.
hey,
close
let's just have some
Yeah.
fun.
And I think we have some dance groups in the Philippines who are competing internationally. And
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
and there's one recently.
Oh wow.
In the world of dance, I think this year. I mean, past year, I guess,
Oh, wow.
2016.
So no, that sounds very exciting. So the music, is it all local musicians, or are you getting anyone in from the Philippines?
Yeah, it could be local, original Filipino music. Actually, in the evenings also, we would like to do an open mic for people who are
Yeah, that's something
visiting
new.
the pavilion.
That is
They
very
want
exciting.
to sing with us. If they want to, we have the options. We can do the accompaniment, or we have the karaoke.
Oh, you have karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Philippines is known for karaoke, right?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't know
is,
that.
yeah.
I've
So you
heard
should
that.
visit our
I've heard that
pavilion.
Japan is big with that.
Yeah.
And if you want to sing, you can sing with us.
You would not want me to sing out. If you want me to clear the pavilion out, if it's the end of the night, hey everybody, then you can ask me to go on the mic. But until then, you don't want to hear my singing voice. It's not good. It's not good. So one of my favorite parts of all the festivals is the food. Can you
Yes.
tell me a little bit about Filipino food? Because I know absolutely nothing about Filipino food. I did have Filipino meatloaf recently, and that was amazing. But beyond that, I have no idea what Filipino food is like.
So we've chosen to serve the most popular dish that you could say, yes, this is Filipino dish, So one is called adobo, pork and chicken adobo.
Okay.
So adobo is marinated with soy sauce and vinegar and all that stuff, lots of garlic. So it's served with steamed rice.
Okay.
That's the best way to eat it.
So just on top of steamed
On
rice
top
then?
of steamed rice is the best food ever.
Yeah.
And then pancit. I don't know if you heard of pancit.
I don't believe so.
No. I have quite a bit of friends, Canadian friends obviously, that have heard of pancit,
Okay.
and they loved it because they know it's a Filipino signature dish.
So what
It's
is
a noodles.
it? Oh, okay.
Rice noodles.
with vegetables and
Oh, okay.
meat in it. Yeah, you can eat it by itself with a squeeze of lemon on top. It's
Or with rice again.
Yeah, rice again, yeah.
some eat it with rice.
Yeah.
And then the famous is spring rolls. Filipino spring rolls are done differently than the other spring rolls that you've tried if you've tried it
They're
before.
like deep fried, aren't they?
Yeah.
Fried,
Yes,
and they are pork, right?
Yeah.
We're using
Yeah.
pork
Yeah.
with the veggies.
I had that the same time that I had the meatloaf, and it was fantastic.
You like it?
I wanted to take all of them home with me, but
And then yes, that meatloaf will be serving that as well. We call it embutido.
Yes.
It's the Filipino style of meatloaf. Yeah. It's always served in any holidays and gathering. There's always those food served.
Yeah.
And we'll have the refreshment. It's called tapioca pearls and gelatin
okay.
with brown sugar and water.
Yeah.
It's quite refreshing.
That sounds
Those will be
good.
served.
So, is there a signature beverage that we're going to be able to see from the Philippines?
That'll be. We did not.
Well, that tapioca pearls, that is a drink.
Oh, it's a drink.
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah.
It's not a. It's
But
not
if
a
you're
dessert.
asking about alcoholic drinks, like unfortunately there's none available for this year, but
Okay.
hopefully next year we'll
Okay.
have something.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
But we do have a signature drink that you can only find in the Philippines.
Right on.
Yeah, but you need a permit for that.
Okay, so it is an alcoholic drink, and you need to get it prepared. So, no, that's all right. Well, maybe I'll ask my coworkers for maybe a little sample of that at some point in the future. I'll invite them over for a supper or something. So we got the food. We've talked about the entertainment. So is there anything particularly that's a highlight of the pavilion this year? Something that's maybe different from last year. The karaoke is very exciting.
Open mic.
The open mic is really interesting. I think that is, personally, I find that interesting. Is there something that stands out for any of you this year?
Well, as they've mentioned, we're having like our traditional dances, hip hop dance, and I think what's nice to see this year is that all our small communities are coming together and celebrating with us as community.
Excellent.
And even here in Brandon, it is during this kind of occasions that we come together. We don't even know each other, we just see them somewhere and just mention that we're having this event, and it's nice to have this venue for us to get together and be one.
Absolutely. So now we talked about a lot of different dance groups and the Filipino population in southwestern Manitoba. So to put on this pavilion, it's run by volunteers, and it's more than just the people that we see up here.
Oh, yes.
How many volunteers do you guys have helping you put the pavilion on?
I think we have around 80 volunteers.
80 volunteers.
Plus, of course, our performers.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're talking over 100 plus people in order to pull this together. So
all ages.
exactly. So for a 3-day festival, there's a lot of things that have to come together, and it sounds like you're having a phenomenal time having the community come forward and volunteer their time for your efforts. So,
well, you think that 80 or 100 volunteers would be like really a lot, but we don't have that many volunteers for us to afford to have a 3-day festival. So what we're just open for 2 days.
oh, just open for 2 days.
So we're open on the 27th and on the 28th. For the 26th, that would be our setup time. We didn't have enough
Okay,
people.
so you're just open the Friday and Saturday.
Yes, the Friday and the Saturday.
Okay.
Yes.
And where are you located again?
We are located at the Ukrainian National Home,
The Ukrainian
and
National
that
Home?
is on 1133 Stickney Avenue.
1133 Stickney. Okay, perfect. And so Friday, Saturday, what time
Yes.
Friday again, sorry?
Friday doors will open at 6.
At 6.
But the show is starting at 6:30.
Okay.
That is like we'll have an opening ceremony kind of thing,
Yeah.
and then starting at 7, every hour we'll have some entertainment.
Okay, perfect. And you're just going to keep on going
So that's
until the
every
open
hour.
mic
Every
closes.
hour.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So up to 11. We close at 11,
Okay.
and then on Saturday we open at 1, but an opening ceremonies we did 1:30, and again the shows will start from 2, and it's every hour up to 11.
Up to 11. Fantastic. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? Anything that we missed in our discussion? Anything about the pavilion itself or about the culture that you'd like to bring forward?
Well, I'm hoping that this is more, we get more, people this time, because we haven't been participating since 2011.
2011 is the last time that we had
Our own.
independent.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
and then there's more Filipino, that migrated now. So this is new for them as well to see.
Okay.
So it's gonna be quite a show. So
Yeah.
hopefully a lot.
Fantastic.
So maybe
Good
for
turnout.
us parents, like it's good to show our kids who have been here for years
Yeah.
about our like culture.
Absolutely.
dances
And I think that's one thing that a lot of newcomers are not really afraid of but concerned with is like we are leaving our culture behind and coming into this new culture where our children will grow up knowing the things that we know. So it is a fantastic opportunity to showcase, these are the things that we used to do. This is
Yeah.
part of our
Yes.
culture and our heritage.
Reminiscing.
Exactly, reminiscing,
Yeah.
reminiscing. So for those who aren't familiar with it, they're learning something new as well.
Yes.
And for those who have lived in that culture,
Yeah, and I think it's
a
good for
opportunity.
the children who have been born here,
Yes.
Yeah.
Brandon or in Manitoba, to see what was the Philippines before, the culture and tradition and everything.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and to take a bit of that away with
carry
them.
over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That way, when people say, "Hey, you're Filipino," what does that mean? They can say, "Oh, well, let me just tell you. I know all about it now."
Yes,
So-
there you
Yeah.
go.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, again, thank you very much for coming out today and sharing a little bit about your culture with us out there in Brandon. And of course, with me, I'm always very eager to learn about other people's cultures and other people's countries. I find the differences and the similarities exceedingly stimulating. And I just love talking about other people, especially when it comes to music and dancing and getting moving and the food.
Yes.
And the food. I hope to be there. With only 7 pavilions, I think I might be able to hit 1 or 2 of them at least. My problem is when I get there, I start enjoying it so much I don't want to leave, but I know that I have to get to all the rest of them. It's a phenomenal festival and something that I think Brandon is much better for having, and I certainly hope that into the future it just gets stronger and better and bigger. Fantastic. So I'll say my closing spiel, and then after that, you're going to sing us a bit of a song. So we'll close out with some Filipino music. So if you are interested in the festival, in signing up or volunteering, you can go to the festival website at gotothepavilions.com, or of course you can do a search for Westman Multicultural Festival on Facebook or Twitter. If you are interested in the multicultural aspect of Brandon, you can certainly tune in to our weekly talk show hosted by Westman Immigrant Services and WCG-TV, Cafe Diversity. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the pavilions.
Kung tayo ay matanda na, sana'y di tayo magbago. Kailanman, nasaan man, ikaw ang pangarap ko. Makuha mo pa kayang ako'y hagkan at yakapin. Ipapaalala ko sa'yo ang ating pangako na ang pag-ibig ko'y lagi sa'yo. Kahit mabutin ang buhok ko. Pagdating ng araw, ang iyong buhok ay puputi na rin. Sabay tayong mangangarap ng nakaraan sa atin. Ang nakalipas ay babalik natin. Ipapaalala ko sa'yo ang aking pangako na ang pag-ibig ko'y lagi sa'yo. Kahit maputi
thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
Yep.